Welcome to the channel. This is how to change your oil and reset your maintenance minder. Alright, step one, you're under the car and you're trying to find the lift point. It's right here, it's this tab right in the center. Off to the left there is an open hole. You do not want to lift from here. This is where your radiator drain plug is. Alright, so now we'll head up top and I'll show you how you can see where the lift point is from a view from above. So you can see over on the right hand side is the engine mount. And if I zoom in here, you can see the bar, the support bar, where it's going to be lifted from. You can see my green jack down below. Now we're under the car, so we're going to be exploring under here what we need to take off. On the left-hand side is where the oil is going to be draining from for your filter. And right in the center, you can almost see the drain plug, but you can see how many screws that we're going to have to remove from this to take that whole like aluminum under tray off. This is kind of like similar to some other vehicles that you have to remove like an access panel. But the filter is located on the passenger side and it will be dripping all over these under trays. So we need to remove something here and see where it might be dripping down from. On the passenger side, I'm going to try to gain access here so you can see what it looks like, the filter location and where the engine frame is at. I know it's really dark, so let's go and try this again. Ta-da! Now that there's light, you can see where the water's been dripping, the rain's been dripping down below. Here you see there's a hole. I'm afraid some oil is going to drip down from this filter and kind of pull there, possibly come down to the bottom and be getting in these under trays in most of that area there and just soaking up in there. So I want to try to make as little mess as I possibly can. So let's try to figure out how to design something that we can use. Okay, now I've taken off the passenger side front tire and I'm coming in here to show you my creation. Here it is. Ta-da! And now I've made this out of cardboard aided design and some tape and some press and seal. So now I'm going to try to orient this the best way that I can. I'm not quite unsure of whether or not I'm going to have it slant down towards the center or come out the passenger side. So here I have the little slide where it should be coming out the passenger side, but I just can't figure out what the best method here is. So unfortunately, again, I'm doing a really piss poor job of holding the camera and I'm just messing with the tray here off to the right hand side. I'm trying to find the best way that I can remove this filter and have it slant towards the passenger side without making a ton of mess. So some of my marbles are going around in my brain here, and I think at this point I'm going to try to push this and slant this down towards the center. I really want it to be able to drain towards the oil container, so I'm just going to keep trying to shove it towards the center of the vehicle and get a nice ramp towards there. That's kind of how I designed this. I figured I was going to take it towards the center and I didn't want to have to take off the passenger side tire. So now I need to shove something under my little device to kind of make it wedge towards that center area instead of the passenger side. So now I'm going to take you down below to the center of the vehicle and I'm just kind of taking a look at this catalytic converter here and some junk that's designed. So there's your O2 sensor. And I've taken the bottom tray off. You can see here that you can see the oil drain plug. And now I'm pointing at the engine frame, engine girdle. This is where the oil is going to be dripping down. So I just need to really figure out, if I took this filter off, where is this oil going? Where is it going to soak into? So there's some sort of pad that they put there. And I think for now, I'm going to try to point out from the other side how to get this tray to drip past the plastic under tray. So I'm just messing around with this right now, fiddling around, not doing much. So now I want to point out of where I believe the oil will be dripping down towards. So you can see where the rain had come. The oil filter has some water specks on it. And here I am going to mark with my finger the areas where I think the water will come, the oil will come down in between. So that's my goal, is to make that slide or tray pour the oil down in that area. But I just don't think that it's going to happen. Here we have Honda's engine oil marked and our drain plug. And let me get a side shot of this. You can see that it does contain a washer and a bolt separately. Here's what I call the Honda oil diaper. This is what's going to hold all the oil and let it drip. All right, I'm doing it again. I'm still trying with this cardboard junk and trying to make it work, so that way I don't have to spend too much time on this, but I can see I'm failing. It's a fail. I'm giving up. I'm gonna try something else. So let me think about it and try something new. All right, here it is. Here's what I got. All right, looks like it's going to work. Paper clips, bubble gum, everything. So right here, I've created a new tray facing towards the passenger side, which I think is the best method. I have a bolt going through one of those holes, and I have some straps holding it together. And I believe that this is going to be the solution to make the least amount of mess possible during this oil change. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here and get working. So here's a quick drain of the Honda filter. I had to use the tool to get it off, and it seems to be working okay. And now I have replaced it with this part number. So get out any metal object here, preferably one that is about the size of a 17 millimeter, and just start removing your bolt and draining your fluid. Click and refill with 5.5 quarts of 0.820 with your favorite type of oil. Fill it up to about right there. Now I'm going to put back on the under tray. So here's a screenshot of where the bolts go. And here's the maintenance minder portion. And here I've turned the car to the on position, and I'm scrolling through until I get to the proper display of oil life, and I'm going to press the scroll wheel and hold it for about, I don't know, 15 to about 20 seconds, and then after that we'll get a display message about which one of the maintenances we want to remove. So there's all items, and I changed the oil. I believe there's item 1 and 2, which is like an air filter and oil filter. So I'm just going to select A and then go back in there and try it again, so just for giggles. So there it is, reset completed for A, and then I'll go back in there and do item 2. If you don't mind a little bit of oil spill, the best method would be to lift from the driver's side with a jack and make it tilt over to the passenger side. So when you take the filter off, it'll just drain over to that area, and hopefully you can catch the oil that drips down.